go down in the books here across parts of Indiana, as we do expect a high impact weather event. This is not a surprise to see this. We've talked about the potential for an upgrade in the probabilities of severe weather, and early this afternoon that happened. Level 4 over a good portion of central Indiana out of 5. We don't get a moderate risk of severe weather here often, and usually when that happens we get warnings, and we fully have expected this. So we'll dive into this, but I'll get a little more into detail on the timeline. But what do all of these levels mean once again? So we've been at a level 3 for numerous days, and that produces usually, not all the time, but usually it produces numerous severe thunderstorms. When you get into a level 4, the probability of a strong tornado or high wind gust over 75 miles per hour, or hail the sizes of 2 inches or greater, and that's essentially an egg in your hand, the probabilities of those occurring go up, and that's why we're at the level 4. So bottom line is, as we've been saying for days, we are going to have a combination of severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings around the central Indiana here, a good portion of the state. Now, it's been an interesting day. We talked about this yesterday, that we would have thunderstorms in the morning. We did not want that to catch you off guard, and it was from the warm front. Now, not everyone is fully south of that boundary. You can see even here at this hour, we have 40s over north central Indiana, but not far south of that. It's 70 in Frankfort, 71 in Lafayette, and as we look here across the central portion of the state, we're well into the 70s. We were forecasting highs approaching 80 degrees, and we feel very confident we're going to get that. We're not far from it, even with the cloud cover that we have. And to get there, we addressed this too, that it would take a strong southwest wind, and voila, wind gust 45 to near 50 miles per hour, not even with thunderstorms. The wind field with this system is intensifying as we speak here, and that's why the wind advisory was issued. And that will go until early Thursday morning. As we expand and look back to the west here, tornado watch currently over St. Louis, that's going to get expanded east and northeast. It's just a matter of time. You can still see where it's rain cooled, but thunderstorms along the warm front there in Chicago and Valparaiso, and south of that boundary, it is becoming increasingly more humid. So we have the juice or the moisture for storms, and if you recall from the video yesterday, we talked about the ingredients needed for severe weather. You need moisture, you need lift, and we certainly will have that with this front, and you need instability, and the atmosphere will destabilize. It's not going to be crazy instability, but what will overcome that is that the wind field. There's going to be plenty of wind shear. So it's just a matter of time as we move forward, and all the high-res modeling data that we continue to look at is painting a very stormy picture for us. Now, I've got tornadic supercells as a possibility between 2 and 4 p.m. It does not mean they're going to happen. It just means we will have to watch closely, because as that warm, moist air lifts in and interacts with that increasing wind shear, any cells on radar by 4 or 5 o'clock will have high probability of rotating and producing tornadoes, if not large hail. So that's what we'll be looking for. This is by 6 p.m. Okay, again, we worry about these lone cells, but also that the coverage will be increasing from 5 and 6 p.m. towards 7, 8 o'clock here, to the point where once we get closer to about 9 p.m., we're going to be in the thick of it in the metro area. It may take a little longer, in fact, a lot longer, before that line gets on the eastern part of the state. So know that. But you still may have some individual cells prior to it. So what to expect with this line? That's where we get the high wind potential, the 75 to over 80 mile per hour gust. It doesn't mean the whole line will have that. But like we saw on Sunday, there will be swaths of wind damage. There will still be some rotation, so we'll probably still get some more tornado warnings, and some of those could produce strong tornadoes as well. And just very, very intense rain rates to where we will get some flash flooding. Now this is by 11 o'clock near midnight. This leading edge, that's the severe wind and the rotation embedded areas. This is all the heavy rain too, okay? And this thing will get out of this state by about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then the severe weather threat will be over. Even though the severe weather threat will end and the rain will end, there's still going to be some flooding issues, okay? I want to show you a product that we're using. So this is tornado probability with modeled what we call rotational streaks. Don't focus on any specific area. It's more of the concentration of these streaks within Indiana, and that some of these streaks are strong and long. So there is potential, not saying that we're going to have one, but the potential is there for a long track tornado or a significant tornado, okay? Even if we don't have a long track one, the potential is there for, even a tornado to become significant, meaning wind speeds of EF3 or higher. And then this is a big reason why there was an upgrade. So they went with a 45% probability of not only severe wind, but the potential that we could have those swaths of 75 to 85 mile per hour. Look, straight line wind of that nature, I mean, that's going to do EF0 to EF1 tornado damage, but it'll do it over perhaps a larger area. So all of these ingredients are coming in place, and that's why we have this weather impact alert day that we've been talking about for several days. Since Sunday, we've had this on our 7-day forecast. So tweak the timing a little bit. There's still going to be a lot of quiet radar hours, but we'll watch for those isolated cells as we talked about. And then mention the flooding rain, and we continue to pound this home. Know your safety plan. Either your work or your home's safety plan. Lowest level, interior portion, away from windows, bicycle helmet, have some sturdy shoes. Have that stuff ready. We're not trying to scare you here. We just want you to be prepared. Maybe there might not be a lot of folks that get a tornado, but if it hits your place, you want to be ready for that. Hopefully it doesn't. And then you're following us here on WTHR Plus. That will continue. Once we get warnings, we'll be on WTHR Plus, and we will ride this thing out with you. Make sure you download it. It's a free one for Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV. Make sure you have our free weather app on your phone. You can get notifications, and we will keep you covered here. So after today, things will settle down in terms of severe, wind and tornadoes, but we will shift very quickly to this flood potential, especially over the southern half of the state. Flooding appears very likely. In fact, the latest river forecast from the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis has a lot of river gauges going into moderate flood south of I-70, where the potential is there for over 7 inches of rain, okay? That is not a good setup. That is something that we'll have to address, and we want you to be aware of as well as we go into the weekend. Okay? Stay with us. We will keep you updated here on WTHR Plus. Be weather aware. Thanks for choosing us for your local weather information.